All right, it's a Coca-Cola conversation with Alabama basketball coach Nate Oats. Fresh off the golf course. How'd you hit them, Coach?
The last two, 17 and 18, I parred, and with my handicap, -1. Birdie. Net birdie, we're good. I contributed to the cause the last 2 holes.
So, what if that happened in basketball? They're like, well, this team, they shoot three-pointers better, so we're net, they handicap it out.
No. That's not shooting threes, but it should be that way with the NIL. So they got $20 million for their team. We only got whatever it is. Like, they start us out. We're up 10 to start the game out. Is that what we're doing it?
Bama starts up 12-0 today.
There you go.
So a buddy of ours played with you out there, Joe Ross Merritt, great dude. And I was like, how did Nate play? And he was like, let me tell you this. Nate's a great guy. I had no idea how good of a guy he was. So I knew he was going that direction. I was like, you know what? If I'm an Alabama basketball fan, I don't want him good at golf. I want him out recruiting.
I made that point to all the fans. I had a couple. I used a few mulligans. I'm just like, we had Steve Stricker, the pro. He's from Madison, back where I'm from. And I said, Steve, we're not using my ball this hole. I had to hit another tee shot. So I made that point to him. I'm like, look, man, the banker in our group, Brian, outstanding golfer.
Of course.
Apparently bankers got to take out their clients, and he must spend 4 days a week on the golf course. I was the worst. It's the second time I've been. The only other time I've golfed was down at Mobile at the Senior Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a scramble. So
that's right.
You don't really have to play your own ball here yet. I had to play my own ball the whole day.
So do you never play in that Chick-fil-A coaches challenge? You know what I'm talking about?
I think that's only football coaches.
Is it only football?
I have no idea what you're talking
Well,
about.
that's why.
Yeah, that's why. It's only football coaches. Welcome to the South.
Yeah, you're a better person than me. Then I would have FOMO. He'd bring up an event that I can't go to now. I'd worry about it.
I don't think you care about that, dude.
You know what I was noticing? Is he the only one allowed in the Champions Club?
Well.
Or you guys are just so well recognized.
That's right.
You don't need the band.
That's it. Yeah, I've got to have this.
They're like, oh, that's Dunaway and Brown. Let them in.
Let them come back.
That makes sense.
You know how that goes.
So all the roster rebuilding and stuff, is there an off season anymore? Is there time for you to do some of the stuff you love, like getting on the boat?
I went on the boat with my daughters. Just put the boat in last week. Got on there one day. We still have one roster spot to fill, and I still got an assistant coach spot to fill. So we're getting to the end. I got to hurry up and hire an assistant. And then the roster spot, we've got 11 really good players. So if we fill another spot, and we could really fill 2 if we wanted, but, kind of with the NIL, how much you got left and what, we'll see. But we would be good going in with 11, but you see the injuries we've had in the past.
Right.
It'd be a little better if we could at least add one more. So not in a huge rush. We're definitely not going to take anybody that wouldn't be a good fit, and that's not a high-character young man. But, I don't know, man. Not a whole lot of time for vacation. Literally, what's today? May 14th?
Yeah.
Yeah, our first practice is less than 2 weeks for the summer.
So,
the guys report back. My daughters get out of school the 22nd. It's Jossie's 16th birthday. I'm going to try to go to the beach for a long weekend that weekend, and then I got SEC meetings in Destin, 27th, 28th, and then we practice the 28th. So, there's not a whole lot of time to do much.
So you kind of stole my next question because you've been on our show long enough to know we say things without thinking about it first. I saw you say that this is the best shooting team maybe you've ever had, and I wondered, given time to think about it, maybe you're like, okay, maybe not, but obviously you just said it again.
Well, I think overall, 1 through 11, because we've never had 2 spacing 5s. Aiden Sherrill in conference play was 47% from 3. Noah was the Patriot League Player of the Year and can really shoot it. So we got 2 7-footers that can stretch it. Taylor Bowen at 6'10", shot 41% from 3 at Florida State last year. So, Keaton was the WAC freshman of the year, and he's 6'9", can really shoot it. We think he's improving. He's gotten a lot better over the last 2 or 3 years. So it's when your front court can shoot it that well. We've had very good shooting guards, obviously Petty, Shackelford, Quinterly. We've had a lot of good shooting guards come through here. But when you add the front court can shoot it as well as our London Jimison, freshman at 6'9", shot mid-40s from 3 his senior year in high school. So when you have those guys in addition to guys like Holloway, Reitzel, Houston Mallett, now all of a sudden that's when I think you've got the best shooting team.
Yeah.
It's not that we've got the best shooting set of guards maybe, although I think they could be for sure. But when you add the whole group in,
right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
How much of the new practice facility are you designing that you got to say, I want this, I want this, I want this?
They've had me heavily involved in the entire thing. As a matter of fact, I went and out. I met with spent a week with the Celtics, just under a week last summer. Talked to Joe. I've gotten to be pretty good friends with Joe, and kind of talked through a lot with him. I came back and kind of blew up the plans. I said, sorry, guys. They literally were to the end, and I'm like, no, we're doing it all different. So I felt bad, but I like, no, if we're going to do it, let's do it the way we want. And it actually went all the way to Greg Byrne and President Bell, like, okay, are we really going to? And they did. And I think it's going to be a one-of-a-kind facility. The people designing it had said that they had pitched maybe these ideas to some people, and they didn't really buy them. It's maybe more of a, maybe soccer, rugby type. There's going to be very integrated. Like, there's not a player lounge and a staff lounge. There's one big shared space. Like, my office is going to be right pretty much on the practice floor. You leave out of my office and you walk right on the floor. So it's going to be a lot easier to kind of build relationships with players. And I think that's very important in the transfer portal, NIL day. Like, we got to have great relationships. Right now, my office is on the opposite end. I have no idea when players come in to shoot. I can't call them in, hey, come see me for 5 minutes before they get in a voluntary workout or whatever. Now it's my office is essentially part of the practice floor. Same with the 3 assistants, kind of get my office, and then 3 assistant offices, and the weight room right across. So it's it's like the weight room, the training room, the practice floor, my office, 3 assistants. You go upstairs, support staff, a big, huge shared space, and I'm super excited. I can't wait. So it's supposed to be done by next summer. We're supposed to move in like this time next year.
Yep.
It's gonna have a nice courtyard, so I can. I hate being locked up in an office.
Bird bath out there.
Yeah, like this. No bird baths. We don't want birds flying on. But a beautiful day like today, I don't like being locked in an office. So I'm always tempted to try to work outside. And I got a courtyard at my house, and now we'll be able to stay at the office.
Yeah.
And
I still have a business idea for in the practice facility, but I'm not going to share it here because we don't want everyone to steal it.
Yeah, don't steal it. We always throw these ideas out there.
I think this can make.
You guys are very smart.
We're
guys.
visionaries, Coach.
Like
visionaries.
Yeah. Give me your vision.
You've got the seed money. It's going to be my ideal. You tip me out at the end. I think this will be a big business. Like, it'll be a Nate Oats signature thing, and then at the end you just tip me out.
You got my number.
Okay, so I will text you.
So you're a big NBA guy. Alabama fans want to make sure you're never going to the NBA. But you mentioned Joe Mazzulla, the Boston Celtics. They're in a little bit of trouble now with Tatum out. I mean, these playoffs have been insane. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, obviously, Indiana closes out Cleveland last night. Opportunity for the T-Wolves to close it out tonight. I mean, when you look forward, who do you have in the finals? Is it OKC? Is it Minnesota? The other side, is it going to be the Pacers, Knicks? Who wins this thing?
Man, that's a tough question. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with the Celtics. I actually went to training camp with the Knicks this year. So I've been at both, and they're super ton of respect for both organizations. Without Tatum, obviously it's going to be tough. I can't wait to watch the game, and I got to speak at a Salvation Army event, so my speech isn't going to go all that long.
Got you on the wrong night.
I got to get to the game, right? But we'll get done what we need to for the Salvation Army. I mean, the Oklahoma game, it looked like Denver was going to go up 3-2, and next thing you know, OKC came back and won it. So Golden State, obviously, with Steph. I mean, it's interesting. It's a little bit of war of attrition in the playoffs right now with all the injuries. So I don't know. It's like, who's going to be the healthiest? The Cavs, I mean, kind of disappointing. I know that staff pretty well, too. And for the Pacers, I know Jim Boylan really well on that staff, and I think Rick Carlisle does an unbelievable job. It's, different teams all play a little differently, and we try to steal what they do well if it fits us. And I like studying the NBA. Not sure I want to coach there with all that.
That's what I was going to ask. Is that appealing to you? Do you think you would like that?
I mean, on some level, yeah, to go against the best in the world.
Right.
The schedule with the 82 games, and I mean,
it's a long schedule.
Yeah, I don't know that. With my daughter still being in high school, I don't know if I'd like that.
You do go against the best in the world. You go against Stan Hurley. Just ask him.
I think he said he was the best coach in this sport.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, the sport is basketball.
yeah, so I don't know if he meant college basketball. And when you've won back-to-back national championships, you could probably say it. Yeah. Just ask him. He's the best coach in the
Just ask him.
So if you could have one guy left in the postseason to guarantee a national championship, would it be Jokic just because of his skill set and his size, or would you go SGA or Jalen Brunson or Tyrese Halliburton?
That's tough. SGA's as good as they come, but Jokic is dang near unguardable.
Especially at your level.
One-on-one. I mean, well, if you're talking about college.
That's what I'm saying. One of those guys that you're guaranteed
I'll
to
take
win a
Jokic.
national championship.
And look, it doesn't really necessarily – people would say it might not fit the way we play. I'll take Jokic.
We'll figure it out.
Or you know who I may take? Luka. I know, like, he got bounced in the first round. That guy could get the shooters we have more open shot. I mean, the passes he throws
It's
with his
crazy.
IQ, unreal. So as many threes as we want to take, that guy can probably get us more threes than anybody else.
Would you worry about his conditioning, though? Is that like a problem? Like if you have a guy that good, because he looks like the guy with the cigarette hanging out playing 35-year-old men's basketball.
Probably is. I don't know. He comes with all those guys from Europe a little bit. Jokic looks like that too, though. But Jokic is, gets back to the horses. I don't know. Jokic can get you a lot of open threes too. The way we play with our speed, SGA may actually be the best fit with the way we play. He's really good. He's on another level.
All right, our Coca-Cola Conversations, Alabama coach Nate Oats. Thank you, Coach. Always good to see you.
Thank you,
Great
man.
to see you guys. Always good to
Thank
be
you,
on.
Coach.